The following video is a voiceover over a post that I put in a POTS forum within Facebook as well as Reddit. Based on a true story, your boy's own story. Check it out. If you liked it, leave some sort of like or comment. Alrighty, toodles.
My freedom is back. 2.5 years ago from today, I was around 110 pounds in what possibly felt like the end of my life. I was bedridden with the inability, along with the fear, of standing, sitting, watching TV, listening to music, using my phone, and much more. I lied down on a couch and stared at the ceiling all day. It was summer and we had no central AC, so sleeping on the couch closest to the wall AC unit was essential. I had gotten myself into a metabolic crisis as my POTS symptoms would always feel better when eating less food. However, after a couple weeks of eating less food, my metabolism would drop and trying to eat my normal amount would result in increased POTS symptoms and eventually an autoimmune flare-up. At my worst, I was eating 500 to 750 calories a day with a strong fear of accidentally eating over this amount. Moreover, I had to make sure I was still eating frequently though, because I could get low blood sugar into the 50 milligram per deciliter range. Fast forward to today, I just ran a mile in under 8 minutes, which was my first time trying in 4 years, pre-POTS life. The night before, I was in a sauna that was fluctuating around 200 to 220 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. I am now eating around 3,500 calories a day, which honestly feels like a full-time job. I lift weights / bodybuild for 90 minutes 6 times a week and do 90 to 120 minutes of cardio per week as well. I am now able to jog and do the Stairmaster for cardio, whereas a year ago I could only handle biking. I currently weigh 170 pounds and I just started a bulk to get up to 190. I'd like to get 190 by April/May time, around 1 pound per week weight gain. It helps that I'm a personal trainer as my schedule is a bit flexible and I have access to things like sauna, weights, and cardio. It feels good to be able to do these things despite having POTS, especially with where I was in 2021. My heart rate still shoots up 30 beats per minute when standing. I still have lower blood pressures where I feel my pulse in my head and digits, bouts of daily vertigo, and poor stress tolerance. Here are the biggest things I contribute my success to starting with, from most to least important. Number 1, diet. I feel my best when I'm eating in an autoimmune paleo style. Essentially, this is meat, fruit, veggies, and oils only. No grains, dairy, beans, nuts, or seeds. It's very low inflammation, and food intolerances have a large influence on your autonomic tone, especially if you have POTS secondary to autoimmune issues like mine. Another thing that helped is balancing blood sugar. Essentially, I need to eat all my carbohydrate sources, fruits and veggies, with meat/protein. I would feel horrible if I tried eating fruit alone from the blood sugar peak and valley. Number 2, exercise. You need to lift weights and build muscle. In my opinion, this is undervalued when compared to cardio training. Yes, cardio training, specifically zone 2, is great for building parasympathetic tone, but building muscle and getting stronger makes everything feel easier. For general health and wellness, both lifting weights and cardio are essential. Don't skip out on the weights. Number 3, sleep. I had insomnia for a while. I actually was struggling with it for a while this year after a vacation to Japan after eating gluten numerous times. Balancing blood sugar at meals and zone 2 cardio have helped tremendously. You are going to also want to avoid screens, bright lights, and anything that requires high mental focus, including in-depth convos, 90 to 120 minutes before bed. I find taking a 1 to 2 minute cold shower before bed helps prevent me from waking up in the middle of the night too. The past 2 weeks, I've been experimenting with BPC 157, which I find helps my sleep quality and duration if taken right before bed. Number 4, vestibular rehab. If you look into the world of functional neurology, practitioners attribute many POTS and dysautonomia cases to brain function. The autonomic nervous system is regulated by the brain. Therefore, getting fixated on the ANS, who takes its orders from the CNS, the brain, isn't too helpful. Vestibular issues can greatly contribute to this POTS/dysautonomia pattern, so doing vestibular rehab also really helped. In fact, my healthcare practitioner said this is the main thing that will get my POTS in full remission, as he has his in remission, as well as overall brain health/function. 5. Stress. If you prioritize everything above, things are going to feel and get a lot less stressful in life, unless dietary restrictions are extremely stressful to you. However, you may want to prioritize the relationships in your life that give you energy versus the ones that drain energy. It is very taxing trying to maintain relationships with people in your life where you need to be a different person, can't be fully honest/authentic, or have to bite your tongue all the time when you're around them. The thought of having that uncomfortable conversation with the individual in itself can feel like a stressor and can bring about POTS symptoms for a few hours. The other side of the conversation is worth it though. With some people, you may be better off cutting them out completely, but in most scenarios, they deserve having the conversation and how you two can improve the relationship. I'm talking about relationships with friends, family, and coworkers, not just romantic ones.